Good evening. Police have confirmed the identity of a body recovered from the Didcot power station on Wednesday. Chris Huxtable from Wales was 34. He was trapped under the rubble when the station collapsed 6 months ago. The recovery operation for the bodies of 2 other men at the site has now resumed. A man has appeared in court charged with the murder of Shana Grice in Mile Oak near Hove. The 19-year-old was found dead at her home in Christory Road on the 24th of August. 27-year-old Michael Lane, a tyre and exhaust fitter from Thornhill Rise in Port Slade, will appear before a judge on Tuesday. Police are appealing for witnesses after a driver crashed into 10 cars in Poole, including a police car. A 21-year-old man has been arrested. 2 other drivers suffered minor injuries. It's one of the biggest events of its kind in the region. Hundreds of people have paraded through the centre of Reading to celebrate the town's Pride Festival. It brought Saturday shoppers to a standstill, as Mary Stanley reports.
On a grey day, the Pride Parade brought a blaze of colour to the streets of Reading. It wound its way through the busy Broad Street area, where many shoppers added their support. Now, in its 12th year, the festival has become a part of the town's history.
Art Angel is starting in Reading Prison with the Oscar Wilde works this weekend, and I think that feels like quite touching that, 100 years ago Oscar would have been in the parade with us instead of sent to prison for 2 years. Thank heavens we've moved on and accept people much better than we did before.
Earlier, crowds gathered outside Reading Station, among them representatives from local restaurants and shops, businesses and other local organisations. It was the first Pride for many youngsters of this LGBT youth club, one of only a few such groups in the south.
There's so many people here and you're not alone, and sometimes it does feel lonely.
We're just trying to support youth to really look at themselves, enjoy the LGBT community, any questions they have, we're there to support them with information, and just have a really good time and have a laugh. And Reading Pride has grown and grown and grown, and it's great to be a part of it.
A very diverse community here in Reading. There's a broad spectrum of people, and we need to keep sending that message about the tolerant community that we want.
The event aims to celebrate and promote equality and diversity. The party continues at Kings Meadow into the evening. Mary Stanley, ITV News, Reading.
You can see all today's major stories and more on our website, itv.com/news/Meridian. Money and time is running out. That's the message from archaeologists in Southampton who fear their underwater discovery will be washed away. Boldner Cliff, an 8,000-year-old site which lies off the coast of the Isle of Wight, was discovered by chance by divers, and experts say the discovery could hold the secret to what life was like all those years ago. Chloe Oliver reports.
Diving into the past. It was on this spot that once linked England to the rest of Europe. Now it's a race against time to save this important link to our history. 200 metres off the coast of the Isle of Wight lies a submerged prehistoric site, and archaeologists in Southampton are trying to save it before it's lost forever.
The site is so absolutely fascinating and so incredibly promising for rewriting British prehistory and in fact European prehistory. The fact that it's all being eroded away into the English Channel.
The site is constantly being eroded by the Solent's tide, and each year new material is exposed. So far, discoveries include the oldest piece of string and proof that technology of the era was far more advanced than previously thought. Gary Momber said it's hard to gather support for the settlement with no government funding.
It's a collection like no other in the UK. It's from a period 8,000 years ago when, Britain was being separated from Europe. But the material and the quality of preservation is second to none. They're covered in tool marks. We can work out how they were formed, how they were fashioned, and we're trying to work out what they were used for. Unfortunately, we don't yet have enough because we're just, it's the tip of the iceberg.
They may be small finds, but the team are excited at what else lies beneath the water's surface. They believe that with more help, they can uncover and preserve our ancestry. Chloe Oliver, ITV News, Southampton.
It doesn't look very nice outside, but what is the weather going to do for the rest of the weekend? Here's Luke Castiglione.
From blizzards to pool, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Hello again, good evening. Heavy rain and strong winds continuing to sweep in this evening. You'll be pleased to hear tomorrow is a better day, mostly dry with some bright spells. So the heaviest of the rain continuing to make its way eastwards over the next few hours. After midnight, some light drizzly rain behind that and the winds easing into the early hours. A mostly dry but cloudy start tomorrow morning, but it will be an improving picture into the afternoon. Dry with a fair amount of cloud, but also some sunny spells. The wind's much lighter too. Highs around 20 degrees. Tide times tomorrow, Brighton, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Have a good evening.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
And that's the Meridian news and weather. We're back again at 7:30 tomorrow evening. In the meantime, from all of us here on the Weekend Team, do have a very good evening.